Welcome to the course preview for Vance Disc Golf Course. Vance Park is a 14.5 acre park in the Rockwood neighborhood of northeast Portland. This forested park is owned by Multnomah County and maintained and operated by the city of Gresham. Vance is a short 9-hole pitch and putt course, but what it lacks in distance it definitely makes up for in those tall leafy obstacles. It's outfitted with concrete tee pads and Mach 3 baskets. With the playground and walking trails, be sure to keep an eye out for folks as you play your round. The course was established in 2007. It's a very flat course, so it's cart friendly, and there's no punitive rough to speak of, so you're probably not going to have to worry about losing a disc unless you huck it over the fence into this rock quarry you see off to your right. If you do that, you can count that disc as a goner. This decommissioned rock quarry really only comes into play on a hole or two, and there is what looks to be a 7 or 8 foot cyclone fence keeping you from dropping down the vertical cliff. But just take care to avoid that hazard and you'll come home with a full bag of plastic. Now on to the course. Hole 1 is a pretty straight shot. It goes along this fence, and to the right of the fence is a church parking lot, which is OB. But other than that, you come in with just a little hyzer shot if you're a right-hander and drop into the putting green right here. Hole 2 definitely has some tight gaps off of the tee. As you get off the tee, you come into these 3 trees right away that are kind of imposing on you. Once you get through there, it really sets up pretty nice. There are 2 gaps. This is a straighter gap the drone is going through, but there's also that wider gap that's good for a forehand shot or a big sweeping turnover shot. Similarly, on hole number 3, there are 2 pretty equal gaps here. The drone is going to go through the straight gap, but if you are a forehand thrower or a turnover guy, then that left gap is really about the same size to get through. Pretty straightforward shot, definitely a few trees guarding the green. Hole number 4 comes in at 280 feet. I like to throw a hyzer shot right over this garbage can. It's a good marker. If you throw a pretty good hyzer, it'll get around this corner that we're coming to and into this biggest gap. Get a little too wide, there's a tree that can definitely knock you down there. But really a fairly easy birdie look. Hole number 5, one of 2 very short holes on the course. Be careful if you get your shot up into the wind, it can push you over the fence into the pit of despair on your right there. Other than that, just a very easy birdie look, straight away, under 200 feet. Hole number 6, you go through a few trees here, and then you bust out into the open. It's really only a couple holes that get out into this open field, and this is one of them. If you can get out through those trees that are standing in front of you off the tee pad, then it's just wide open out here after that. 310 feet. Hole number 7 is the other extremely short hole, a little bit more dicey than hole number 5 in that it definitely has more trees protecting the bucket as you come in, but still very easily negotiated for a 2. Some tournaments play that path is OB. Vance hole 8, 289 feet. Again, you have the cyclone fence to your left dropping into the old rock quarry, so be careful of that. You don't want to get something up high in the air with hyzer that's going to go over the fence. Other than that, this one is a pretty straightaway straight shot. There is a hyzer line there, but probably better to take the straight shot, and I don't believe the path comes into play as far as OB on this one. And finally, our closing hole at Vance comes in at 320 feet, and it is the second hole that we have that goes really out into this big field. Pretty straightaway shot. Again, there's a path that you'll cross here, but it doesn't really come into play as far as OB goes. Fairly straightforward approach into a pretty open green as you finish. So, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.